Mother's Day brunch is happening at home this year, but that doesn't mean you can't be a restaurant quality experience for mom. Recipe developer Gina Ferwerda shows us a recipe that takes the cake.
Mother's Day is this weekend. What are you guys doing? Easy thing that we can do, a buttermilk blueberry breakfast cake. So simple to do. I have the recipe right here. It's online from my cookbook, Meals from the Mitten. Okay, so to get started, we're gonna take 2 cups of flour, just all-purpose flour. I just like to sift that together with some salt and some baking powder. And we're just going to make sure that we have all of that sifted. Now we're gonna take our softened butter, that goes in, and we're just going to get that off like that. We're also going to take our sugar, and that was 1 stick of butter and about 1.25 cups of our sugar. And we are just, we need to go ahead and add that. There we go. Now you could use a stand mixer, you could use a hand mixer, whatever works. We're just gonna cream that together, and then we're gonna add 2 eggs. And just get that all nice and creamy. Okay, so now that that's nice and creamy, we're gonna add in our vanilla and our buttermilk. Now, here's the thing, if you don't have buttermilk, what I'd like you to do is a substitute would be milk or half and half with a splash of vinegar, but my favorite is actually doing some Greek yogurt or some skyr. What that's gonna do is add a nice tang, but creaminess and thickness like buttermilk. Okay, so now all we're gonna do is add all of the rest of the flour. I've just started to incorporate it a little at a time. Here's the last little batch. And we're just going to go ahead, turn that on, and mix it till it's completely all thoroughly combined. And also, if you need to, you can scrape down the sides as necessary, because sometimes the flour gets up onto the sides. We have some lemon zest. Zest of 1 lemon. If you really like lemon, go ahead and add 2, and then we're gonna fold in our blueberries. Let me give you some substitutions if you don't have fresh blueberries. You can do, so I want about 2.5 cups of blueberries. If you don't have that, you could use fresh, you could use frozen. You also could use some blueberry pie filling. I had 1 cup of fresh, 1 cup of frozen, and some blueberry pie filling, so I'm just going to make those work, all right? When they're frozen, keep them frozen, throw them in. If you let them thaw, they're gonna kind of bleed out and you'll have more of a purple cake than a white cake with some blueberries in there. So let's go ahead and just fold all of those in with the lemon zest. Now, another thing I like to do is I like to take my lemons when I'm zesting them, and I like to make them nice and cold. They'll zest a lot better if they're super cold. If you don't have them, but they've been out at room temperature, throw them in the freezer just for a few minutes. We really like our lemons to get that great zest. They kind of have to be nice, firm, and cold. So all we're doing is just folding in the lemon zest and the blueberries. So I have 2 cups. Now I save 2.5 cups, and I saved the last half cup because I just want to sprinkle that over when I make the topping. So I take a stick of butter. Now this needs to be cold, not softened like for the batter. So I just take it, put it into little cubes, throw that in with some brown sugar and some white sugar. And we're just gonna put that in, just like that, 1/4 cup of either or both of those, and some flour. And that is all we need to make our crumble. Now, if you have a pastry cutter, great, go ahead and use that. If not, a large serving fork works, and we just kind of work that through, just like that. But as I always say, a kitchen's best tool, clean hands. This is also something you can get the kids involved. So just get in there and you're just gonna make that nice and crumbly. We're gonna put this over the topping. Another thing I sometimes add is I will add a little bit of maybe some oats to that. It kind of adds a little bit of some texture. So I take this and then I put over, of course, if you have fresh or frozen blueberries, you're gonna just sprinkle like 1/2 cup over. I have blueberry pie filling left, so all I'm gonna do is just dollop that all over here. And let me show you what I do with that. I just take, say like a little toothpick, and then now we're just gonna run that all the way through. This will make it really pretty. So we're just gonna go ahead and take that little cookie crumble. It goes over the top. Just evenly spread that out. And this is gonna go. Now, this is where you can stop it. If you're gonna make this ahead, go ahead and put on little bit of foil over this, and then I like to put it in the fridge, and I just say 50 to 55 minutes. So whoever gets up earliest in the morning, they're the ones that turn on the oven and put this casserole in so everyone has it. Or you can go ahead and bake it right away. But this is a great overnight buttermilk blueberry breakfast casserole going in the oven. See you soon.